Hi, I'm Scott Davis. Welcome to New World Birth. By accessing this presentation, you're inviting me to share this information regarding this challenging and yet very hopeful time we're currently living in. This is the prenatal care for the birth of a new world age report for the Gregorian date of September 7th, which is also One Offering in the Mayan Tzolkin calendar. And we begin the 6th day of the universal cycle of the ninth wave cycle of the Mayan Tun calendar on September 5th. And we're going to reach the peak of that 6th day flowering energy on September 13th and 14th. And I'm going to discuss the 6th day in detail later in this report. September 7th is One Offering, which carries the themes of water, rain collected in water pots, vessels of gratitude for life, clouds heavy with rain, the sacred jade stones that were used in rituals and burials, offerings made in ceremony, baptisms and purification, deep undercurrents of emotion, restoring equilibrium, appreciation for creation, releasing negative patterns, energies, and emotions, and accepting change. The day glyph for offering depicts a fish who represents the Mayan water deity. The energy of this 13-day period, the Trisena, is about gratitude for life and cleansing the past for transformation in the present. Astrologically, the One Offering Trisena begins with Pluto at a standstill as it prepares to move forward again on the 16th of September. But for all of September, Pluto is at the peak of its death and rebirth power. And in Capricorn, it continues to dismantle structures related to finances, government, and religion. Personally, this is a time of shedding the old skin of who we were told we were and emerging like a snake with a shiny, brand new, better fitting life. Jupiter is retrograde during this report period, and that has us looking at missed opportunities from the past when we need to be looking at the opportunities that are currently available. On September 8th, Mercury feels tension from Neptune, which could create confusing thoughts, or it could also be a time of spiritual insight. Then Mercury enters Virgo on September 9th, which will bring more clarity and grounded knowledge. And then on September 10th, Mercury opposes Chiron, the wounded healer, and this period following the point where Mercury had originally turned retrograde on August 2nd, has us moving forward with a cosmic course correction that came through that Mercury retrograde period. But with Chiron in aspect here, this has us addressing wounds that come with change. September 11th, Venus is in harmony with Mars. So Venus is the female energy in harmony with Mars, the male energy. So this is a great day for passion, wink wink. And Mercury is supported by Pluto during the Pisces full moon on September 12th, which brings the ability to find a grounded and transformational expression of this spiritual lunation of Pisces energy. On the 13th and 14th, we reach the peak of the 6-day universal cycle, and with Mercury being supported by Jupiter and Venus entering Libra on the 14th, this is a time of expansive ideas and thinking outside the box, while Venus brings us the desire for balanced relationships in Libra for the next 3 weeks. On September 16th, Pluto turns direct and slowly begins moving forward to empower those who have surrendered to being in the flow. Venus also feels tension from chaotic Uranus on the 17th, and it is challenged by the intensity of Pluto on the 18th of September. So this may bring disruption and transformation to relationships that are in need of change. Also on the 18th, Mars enters Leo, which may fuel a creative desire. It also may accelerate the new perspective that was realized during Mercury's retrograde period in Leo. I love looking at how this astrological transit field is currently decreasing in its intensity of challenges as the Mayan Tun calendar is moving from the fifth night's destruction of old form energy to the 6 days flowering of the new form energy, which reminds me of the Alexander Graham Bell quote that sometimes we stare too long at the door that is closing that we see too late the one that is opening. This becomes very, very important as the New World begins to come into form during the 6th day, to keep our intent on what is coming into being and let go of what it no longer serves. I used this example months ago of a shipwreck, and that it's better to focus our consciousness on the lifeboat than on the anchor. You know, the anchor certainly had a purpose, it served a purpose on the ship, but the ship is now sinking. The lifeboat is far more an important place to put our consciousness. And notice who is in that lifeboat with you. Notice who your fellow travelers are as you paddle towards an island that is the new world that we will all experience on October 29th, 2011. So anyway, the 6th day is about this flowering of the universal ninth wave cycle, and flowering as in plant development. And the 6th day began on September 9th. It lasts until September 22nd. The 6th day is ruled by the goddess of birth and flowering and has the qualities of creating clarity. The 6th day provides the first examples of the coming new world. During the regional cycle, the 6th day period represented Atlantis and the global maritime civilizations. And from 829 to 1223 AD of the national cycle, during the national cycle, the 6th wave, the 6th day brought us the second Quetzalcoatl wave in Chichen Itza and Tula. It also, during that time period, that's when there was the expansion of Christianity with the Crusades, and that was the time period of the height of papal power. During the planetary cycle, the 6th day represents 1952 to 1972, and this brought in television and the United States as a leader of the Western Bloc, colonial liberation in Africa, and the expansion of political and spiritual movements worldwide. And it's interesting, during this particular flowering of the 6th day during the planetary cycle, that's when we had the flower children of the 60s. The 6th day of the galactic cycle was November 13th, 2008 to November 7th, 2009, where we saw the beginnings of the Palestinian-Israeli dialogue. The United Kingdom ended combat in Iraq. General Motors filed for bankruptcy, and there was a switch to digital television in the United States. One thing that I really see happening with all these cycles is we're really becoming very aware that these are times of great uncertainty. And using Elenin as an example, Elenin may be the blue star Krishna bringing us the end of times, or it may be an artificial object of intent which is bringing us knowledge from 13,000 years ago, or it may be a dirty snowball that's going to break up from exposure to our sun. But the question becomes, what can we be certain of? And what I believe we can be certain of is that we are all here to have this experience together, that we've chosen to be here and incarnated during what I consider to be a very auspicious time period of this huge opening for consciousness like we've never seen since the Big Bang. So, and I also believe that very little of what's occurring is really within our control. But I do believe that we need to play our part where we can and then also surrender to the experience, which reminded me of the Serenity Prayer, which goes something like, "Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference." We can be certain that we are here to have this full experience of being an aware human being during this opening for consciousness and playing our role, but realizing that we are more than the part we play. Sometimes the only thing that we can control is how we allow these events around us to truly impact us. I think it's very important to realize that there is only now. Live an authentic life in the moment. Be here now. We may have many, many years in the future. We may not. But what we really have is now. And to have this present experience, which is to be lived in the now, and not get wrapped up in the mind's quest for knowledge of the future. These reports are meant to give you a map of the energies that affect us all, but also to call you to suck the marrow out of life from, and you know, that's a quote from a movie, which the theme was Carpe Diem, you know, seize the day, live in this moment. I think it's really, really important to surrender to the flow of the moment that will bring us the experience we're meant to have in this human incarnation of us as spiritual beings. As I said before, if you're struggling with this energy, please continue to take care of yourself and those you love. The intensity of this opening for consciousness will last another 52 days. And so it's going to continue to ramp up. It's going to continue to get more and more intense as we move towards the October 28th, 2011 completion of all 9 levels of the Mayan Tun calendar. All these 9 levels reach completion on October 28th, 2011. And on October 29th, as I've said before, the baby is born, it comes home, and we begin to experience the new world age. This whole creation, map of creation that comes from the research of Carl Johan Kalaman is about how we as human beings reach the full potential of humanity through these cycles of opening for consciousness. And after October 28th, it's about moving forward into the future with this awakening of consciousness. The next segment of prenatal care for the birth of a new world age will occur on September 20th for the One Wind 13-day Trecena period. That report will also be cover the equinox, which occurs exactly on the opening for the 6th night of the Tun calendar's universal 9th wave. The report will also cover the Libra new moon. I invite you to check this out on Facebook and YouTube, and for those of you who go to the YouTube, I put up something in writing pretty much every day I mean, on the Facebook page, the YouTube page is where the videos show up first. But feel free to use whatever media works for you. I am just very, very grateful that you've connected with it at all. Every single one of you who is connecting with this message is a blessing to me. I also invite you to email me at newworldbirth@yahoo.com. Also, I'm available for readings and consultations if something I'm saying resonates for you. And I really do try to make what I offer financially available to anybody who feels it could be helpful. So, don't let finances be the reason for not contacting me if you feel I can be of assistance in your life. Anyway, you truly are a blessing to me. I value you. And as I've said in the past, the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.